Who are you? Who are you? That's a question that so many people have sometimes asked me through the years because they see me juggling so much. They see me doing amazing things and accomplishing a lot despite my past. So when people ask me, who am I always like to start with, I'm a mother. Yep, I'm a mom. I'm a mother. I'm a mother of three. I actually was a teenage mom. I had my first daughter when I was 16 years old. And I believe that she gave me the inspiration and the drive to become who I am today. I have two other children. Two of them I've gotten through college. I have a young 15-year-old boy, and I am juggling him as a single mom. And as a mother, I oftentimes push him so much because he comes to me, my girls come to me and they tell me their dreams and their goals. And because I've reached my goals despite my circumstances, I then push them in the same direction. And sometimes the frustration of it all can spill over into my day. You mothers know what I'm talking about. You CEO, directors of programs, you executive uh, directors and managers, you know what it's like to juggle the importance of not letting those down that you lead and also not let your children down at the same time. Because the truth is, if you get to a point where you're totally financially successful, and somehow your children have tripped up or made some wrong decisions along the way, you may end up beating yourself up about it. And so I always start with, I'm a mom first. At the beginning of the day and at the end of the day, I go into prayer for my children. Why? Because I have long days. I have busy days. I have days where I almost get no sleep because I am a high achiever. I do reach major goals and I do make a lot of money. And in order to do all of that, I have to learn how to not leave the things behind that are important to me. And so being a mom first is what is at the top of my list. It's at the end of my day. It's through the holidays and through the months and through the weeks and the weekends. I'm even looking on my calendar 2, 3, 4 weeks ahead to say when the next weekend is that I have available to cook. Oh, yeah, I enjoy cooking. On the weekends, people come over and I love cooking to the point where my children and my nieces and my nephews, they call me up and they request their favorite item that I cook. I enjoy cooking, and that's my pastime as a mom. It shows my love for them. I love the comfort that it brings in the home. I love the smells and the aroma when they walk in and they go, "Ooh, it smells good in here." So I love being a mother. And when I first had my child at 16, I didn't know that I was going to be able to be such a great mom at that time. I second guessed myself at 16. It shocked me. It sent me into a time of my life where I felt like I had no more control over my life. And therefore, I had to do everything within my will to pull it off because I knew that her beautiful eyes would be watching me. As she lived in my stomach, she gave me purpose. So, yeah, Tia Ross is a mom. And as a matter of fact, she was a teenage mom at one point in her life. And now I am a mother of a 15-year-old who is dating, who is going after a entertainment rap career and very rambunctious. Yes, I've graduated two others out of college and I'm grateful for that. And now I got one more that I'm working on. And the truth is we never stop being moms. Even if our children become adults and they become successful and they start their own lives, we still have that title. So I start with that. I'm also a sister, a friend, and a woman who is dating at 48 years old. Yeah, as a mom, I am a sister, a friend, a woman. And sometimes my sisterhood and my friendships have to be balanced out. And I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that. I mean, honestly, you see this phone is sitting here, and sometimes they call me during the day, and there's work hours, and I got money making hours, and sometimes they can be a distraction because my heart's in it, right? And they call me with all the girlfriend talk, and they talk to me a lot about their problems and issues and things that they may have going on in their life. But you know what? I have to stop them in their tracks during my work hours. Yep, I call them work hours, even though I'm my own boss. I actually have a personal strategy where I tell myself, you work for yourself. Therefore, you're your own boss, so act like it. So I actually talk to myself. Now, you may think it's crazy, and I'm going to tell you that it has gotten me far in business. Oh, yeah. There was a time in my life where I worked for others. And during that time while I worked for others, I would do anything for them, for my bosses, for the companies I worked for. I would stay up late at night. I used to be involved in a huge organization that traveled, they put on events, hundreds of people, thousands of people. And that experience was something that no money could buy, because one of the biggest things I learned is that I had to make a shift. See, as I worked for someone, I was willing to give my all, even when I was tired, when I couldn't get any rest, when I really didn't feel like doing it. I had to put on the smile, dress professional, and get into that office and do what I had to do for those events. I would be hurting, sometimes sick, but no one would know what was going on. I was even going through a divorce at the time while I was a director of a program. I was going through a divorce. My the house inside was crumbling. My children, were upset, and we were going through a lot of turmoil, but yet I had to put on that smile and that professionalism as a director. And when I got into that office, no one knew. No one knew what I was going through. I was even selling a business on the back end. We were down to $14.95 in the bank. And this was a side business I had going on, and it was going downhill. At the same time, I was holding this director's position. And as I went into work that day, there were times where I didn't even have food to eat, but they didn't know that during lunchtime I was taking advantage of what was in the kitchen, because in our office kitchen we had food to eat. Our owners made sure that we had those types of treats for us in there. And no one knew that I was struggling financially. That's how much I was holding all this stuff together. And when I made that transition into becoming a total boss, a total executive, where I owned my own time and I was my own boss, I had to come up with the attitude, with the mindset, and Tia had to talk to herself. Yep, I had to talk to myself. I talked to myself to the point where when I realized I had goals to reach, targets to reach, hard conversations to have with people, times that I would have to stay up to research or put a policy and a procedure together, things that didn't necessarily bring fun, time, and joy. I had to still get it done, and I was it. I started talking to myself. I started to tell myself, when you worked over there for that company, you got up late and you did it for them, and you didn't tell them no, and you didn't bring things to the table, and you were professional for that company. So why not do it for yourself? I had to talk to Tia. Tia, you deserve this. You are all this. You are all that. And in order to reach the levels that you want to reach, you're going to have to treat your life as if you employed yourself. So that's who Tia Ross is, and that's what she did. She employed herself. Yep, she dreamed it up and she did it. And you know what? I sit here today in front of you as uh, not just a director, but a CEO, an executive owner of a very thriving, nationally recognized counseling center in Phoenix, Arizona. I actually not only have a counseling center, but I also have two other large projects because I saw a gap that was missing in the market. And so I created a crisis center, and I'm on the brinks before the end of the year of opening up a large detox center here in Arizona that is going to help fill in the gaps of what's happening on the streets out here. And that is a passion of mine to the point where I've turned it into making profits by recognizing that it requires strategy. It required me to be my own boss. It required me to do things that I didn't feel like doing. And so today, even though I'm a mother, I'm a sister, I'm a friend, I'm a woman who's dating, I lead with that. And the reason I lead with that is because usually in the professional world, when someone asks who you are, you're being introduced, they introduce with the accolades. You have a degree in this, she's made this much money, she's done this, she's done that. And guess what? Ladies, I want to take off all the myths and the things that go with the glitz and the glam of owning your own company and doing big things and say at the end of the day, we are mothers, we are sisters, we are friends. And yes, we're doing it. Yes, I'm doing it. I'm here. And you can also be here. I actually today, well, actually last year, I was able to yield with one project $1.2 million, and that same project is on path to moving to a 2.5 and then a 5 million. You see how I know those numbers? I know those numbers because I have taken out the time to invest back into my company, the strategy, concepts, and actually goal setting that it needs to. See, I do that at the top of the year. Not only am I nationally accredited and my system is nationally accredited, I also consult with a lot of companies. Currently, as of 2022, I have over 100 companies that I help consult, put systems in place, and take their bottom line to the next level so that they can reach more out into the world. And yes, I'm still a mother. I'm still a sister. I'm still a friend. I'm still dating. I'm still 48. All of that is what makes Tia who Tia is. And I have over 30 years of experience working in the community, doing community development, working with youth and families, working with adults, taking people to the next level. And that's what lights me up. I had to take myself to the next level so that I could take others to the next level. So, yep, I've done the work. I continue to do the work. I continue to set goals for myself. And all of that qualifies Tia Ross to do what she does today. I wasn't always here. There were a lot of times where I felt not confident. I doubted myself. I felt as if I would never make it, that everything that was in my head was just a dream. There were times where I felt that way, but no more. No more do I feel that way because I'm here. Oh, yeah, I'm here. And I'm excited that you're here too. I'm getting really excited because I know that all of us are motivated. We've achieved some things. And now I want to take you from this level to the next level. And I know sometimes you can't see that next level because you feel that as an executive director, as a program director, as a community leader, you feel like you've already made it here because you have a lot of things that you've accomplished. But I'm here to tell you, you've made it here. There's a lot more in you to do. And I'm here for that. And I'm excited for that. That's who Tia Ross is.